What's up? I'm Westside Gravy, and today I'm going to take you behind the beat of my song Black Lives Matter. So I was originally inspired to make this song just after talking to a couple of my friends here in Israel who were shocked to see that around the world, people who had stood up for justice or claimed that they cared about black people were just ignoring or even sometimes supporting people murdering black Israelis and black Jews. And I wanted to make a song that talked about that hypocrisy, exposed it for what it was, and also elevated the voices of the people here on the ground who were actually being affected. So I knew when I was originally coming up with the idea of the song that I wanted something that would give me room to actually talk about all these topics, so I knew that I wanted to go with sort of an old school feel and of course also incorporate the sounds of the region, the sounds of the Middle East, the sounds of Israel into the beat itself. So I'm going to take you into what that looks like. So the first thing that I did was I laid down a drum pattern that I made on Machine by Native Instruments, and this is what I came up with. So nothing too complicated, pretty standard old school style rhythm. So from there, I went to work on the melody, and it started out basically by me using these two instruments. First the kanun, which is a plucked instrument from here in the Middle East, to play sort of the main melody that I was going to go with. And then I added an oud, which is another stringed strummed instrument from the Middle East, to the background playing the chords. So this is the melody with the kanun. And then together with the oud playing the chords. And then I wanted to add a string section to play a melody that I wanted to have going on during the chorus. So this is how that sounds. So sort of reminiscent of those big orchestras that would play songs back in the day and record on all sorts of vinyl records. I wanted to bring a little bit of that history and that flavor to this song. And then on top of that, I added another additional sort of counter melody to it that goes along with that and can also play standing alone. Now, after that, what I did was I took all of these different segments, and here's how they sound together. I added an effect that gives it that old school warmth and that vibe to it, sounding like it's coming from a sample of a record that you could pick up at any sort of record store around here. So from there, I have the drums, I have the melody, and the only thing that was really missing was the bass line. And for the bass line, my inspiration really was to get something that has a little bit of a bounce and a little bit of a swing to it. So obviously it's a very old school beat, but this is probably, I would say, the most modern aspect of it. So here's that for you to hear. That's pretty much it. The rest of it was just structuring out how I wanted the beat to sound, but here's the whole thing.
Black lives matter, black Israelis the exception. See, I'ma break down all the messages you're sending me. Black lives matter sometimes is what you telling me. My black life could have ended and you never